So today we're going to go through this story called Silly Sarah. So I put these up here. These are not going to be up here when you're reading yours. This right here. These boxes are not going to be up there when you're reading your book. It's just for us, so when we're doing it together. So we're going to go through it. The title here, Silly Sarah. So on this side it says, hello, here we are at the beginning of a new book. Let's search for some important information on the cover. So here's your cover, remember? So it says, stamp a star on the title. So if you go here to this, if you go over here to this section, I'm not sure where it is on your side, but I'm going to check after and we're going to go through it together. So you have little icons and things that you can do, and you have little boxes that you can write in. So you're going to go to the star part and see it has different shapes. So we're going to click the star and it says to stamp a star on the title. So here is your title, Silly Sarah. So I'm going to put a star right in the middle right there. So then it says, and a check mark on the illustrator's name. So we're going to go back to that same section and put a check. And on the illustrator. So on the bottom, we know it says written by. So if it says written by, that's not the illustrator. That's the person who wrote the story, the words. The illustrator is the person who illustrated, who made the pictures. So we're going to go to written, no, illustrated. So illustrator, illustrated, it's the same word. So put a check mark there. And then it says, and an arrow below the author's name. So we're going to get an arrow below, so on the bottom of the author's name. So written by, right here, the author. So if I put it here, it's going to cover the illustrator's name. So I'm going to try and put it as high as possible. There we go. And it's under the writer's name. Sarah looks like a playful little duckling. Why do you think she is called Silly Sarah? So if you look at this picture, we're predicting. We have no idea what the story is going to be about yet. We have no idea what's going to happen. We can predict from this picture. Why do you think that she's called Silly Sarah? So when you go to your Kids A to Z and you go to your account, you're going to find this story in your assignment page for under readings. All right, so that's page 1. That's the title page, the cover. So let's go through the story. So here's the first page. Mama says to Silly Sarah, follow closely and obey. Now that lesson time is over, Silly Sarah, you can play. So I see that animals are talking, so it's not real. The animals we know cannot talk. So this story is not real, probably some sort of fiction. Silly Sarah's mama has finished giving her a swimming lesson. So what kind of lesson? It doesn't say here, but if I look at my picture, I notice that they're in the water, and I know that's something that you do in the water, swim. So her mom finished giving her swimming lessons. Now Silly Sarah gets to play with her animal friends. Use the, it looks like the pen tool, to draw a picture of what Silly Sarah might do with her friends. So I want you to go to the drawing pen, and I want you to draw a picture right here of what she might do with her friends. I also want you to create a text box with this T that's here. I want you to create a text box right here, and I want you to write down the characters. Okay, so I want you to write down the characters for each section if there's a new character present. So characters. So far we have Sarah. So far we have Sarah, and we have her mom. We have Mama. We can also see that probably these little ducklings here are Silly Sarah's brothers and sisters, but we're not going to do that for now. So what happened in the first page? So Sarah had a swimming lesson. And then it was time to play. So that's what happened in the first page. She had a swimming lesson and then it was time to play already. So remember, you're going to use your pen tool and you're going to draw a little picture right here on the side also. So you're going to do a text box and you're going to draw a picture. So your text box can be found here in the letter T, and just write down, if you need help, ask for help, or you can go back to the video so you can see how to spell it, or you can see what you mean. All right, next page. Piggies roll in muddy puddles. Silly Sarah sings, "Me too." Silly Sarah swims and splashes, doing what her new friends do. Stop! Did you hear them? I heard several words that begin with a sound. Stamp a star on each word that begins with a sound. How many are there on this page? Okay, so we're going to stamp for the star all the words that have the sound, that begin with a sound. All right. So let's see, star. Piggies roll in the muddy puddles. Silly Sarah sings. Silly Sarah swims and splashes, doing what her new friends do. So we have a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 words. Awesome. Oh my. It sure looks as if Silly Sarah is having a lot of fun with her new friends. Can you think of a time you met someone new? What did you say or do? Right now she's playing with the pig, so we have a new character. And they're rolling around in mud. They're rolling around in the mud. Oh my goodness, they look so silly. Next. Silly Sarah sees 6 ponies. Silly Sarah joins the race. Oh my goodness. So we have another character, we have our ponies. We have 6 ponies. Ponies. Character. Hey, while these ponies race against Silly Sarah, let's race to see how many words on this page begin with the letter S. Use the pencil tool to circle them. Be sure to say the sound as you circle each word. Okay? So right here, Silly Sarah, six, and then Silly Sarah again. Silly Sarah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 words with the letter S in the beginning. Around the barrels, over fences, Silly Sarah takes last place. Yee-haw! Those ponies sure are fast. Silly Sarah is trying to keep up. Use the pen tool to trace a path that shows Silly Sarah how to go over the barrel and around the fence. Over the barrel and around the fence. She's not very fast because the ponies probably run a lot more than her. And she's not for the water. Mole is digging holes and tunnels. Mole sits up and looks about. So you're gonna make a text box and you're gonna write the new character. We have Mole. Wow, look at Mole dig. That sure is a long tunnel. While he takes a break, let's count how many words are on this page. Use your pencil tool to number the words. Can you count them by twos? I sure can. But it'll be easier to count by threes because there's 3 words in every line. So let's count by threes. 3, 6, 9, 12. So right now we could put a text box that says the character, new character is a mole, and what they're doing. They're digging holes and making tunnels. Is that silly Sarah squeezing in a hole and through and out? Oh gosh, I was afraid the silly Sarah would get stuck in the tunnel. What in the world would Sarah do if she gets stuck? How would she get out? How do you think she would get out of that tunnel if she got stuck? I think she would probably call for help. And maybe her mom would come, or maybe one of her friends would come help her. When she runs into the meadow, Dog is herding sheep. What fun! Sentences can end with a period, a question mark, or an exclamation point. Use the pencil tool to circle all the punctuation marks that end a sentence on this page. How many sentences did you count? How are they different? So we're gonna circle the punctuation. So we have a period, another period, and we have an exclamation point. Remember, when we have a period, we're just saying something, but when we have an exclamation point, we're excited. So when we say, what fun, we're excited. We're not saying, what fun. And we're not asking a question. We're not saying, what fun? There are no questions here. Silly Sarah has been very busy. Did Silly Sarah do any of the things you predicted? What do you think she's going to do next? So she was with the pigs, she was with the ponies, she was with the mole, now she's with the dog and the sheep. So again, put a text box and do your new characters and what she's doing. She's running in this one. There is barking, running, quacking. Silly Sarah, are you done? So why is Sarah described as silly? Think about it. Why do you think this duck is described as being silly? Now the sun is slowly setting. Mama Duck knows what's best. What clue on this page that you know it is the end of the day? So what can we see here on this page? What clue? Because it doesn't say it's the end of the day, but we already know. We can infer because we're using our clues. Use the pencil tool to circle them. How do you think Silly Sarah feels as she swims toward her mama? So how do you think she's feeling? So you're going to use your text box and you're going to write how you think she's feeling. I think I know that it's nighttime because I see the sun setting and the picture looks a little blue and dark. When it's daytime, it's not dark and the sun's not set. Mama kisses Silly Sarah and tucks her gently into rest. She had a very busy day. Who did Silly Sarah play with? So remember, who did she play with? Who were her friends in the story? I want you to make a list right here of her friends that she played with. Number them. 1, 2, 3, 4.